welcome to the Brain and Woman channel and our first Woman to Woman upload. And today's topic is crying over Crowbar. Crying over Crowbar. So, let me give a little backdrop about this crying over Crowbar. This actually was sparked and inspired by a conversation that I had with one of my young ladies earlier today. And what had happened was she had given me a call and sent me a text message when she didn't reach me to call her ASAP. ASAP. So I'm like, okay. Got my little stuff together, was, called her, see what was going on, and played phone tag. And when she finally caught up with me, she told me that she had been upset with a young man that she was seeing, and that she almost went to jail. Somebody who should never, ever, ever, ever be in jail. Like, excuse me. I mean, this young lady she's extremely feminine. She's very pretty, very pretty. She's nothing at all. I mean, just nothing at all like that you would want to see in jail in any kind of way at all. So I'm like, what's going on? What do you mean that you almost went to jail? And why are you saying that, it's about this guy when I told you to leave him alone? So what happened? Like, what's going on? So she proceeds to tell me the story, which, something he had done, which, by all accounts, she had every reason to be upset. Which, I'm someone who believes in, even if no one understands your emotions, whatever you feel is okay for you to feel. And because they're just your feelings. Sometimes our feelings are valid, sometimes they're not, but I would never negate our feelings, because whether they are valid or not, it's how we feel. And there's never anything wrong with us having feelings. It is how we handle our feelings that is always an issue. So, especially when it comes to feelings of disappointment, especially feelings of anger, those are the main ones that it definitely, how we handle our feelings is what makes the difference, It matters how we handle our feelings. So, she proceeded to tell me about her being upset. And like I said, they were valid. Her reasons for being upset were very valid. And in her upsetness, she decided to go to his home and vandalize his property. Now, he wasn't home at the time. She had been trying to call him, and he was not answering his phone. And so she had sent a couple of messages about her feelings and sending some threats in her text messages to him, and went to his house and vandalized his home. his yard, his trash, the door. Just just went into like a little attack mode. He didn't come home while she was there, and she left and went back to her own place. But she knew that if had he chosen to call the police, or if anyone else had chosen to call the police while she was vandalizing his property, that she could have possibly gone to jail. She also realized that she could have possibly maybe even been in danger to herself with the police, because if someone had called the police and considered her to be a threat, she could have gotten shot, especially out here in Texas. It goes down here in Texas, right? But that's like the end part. So let me get into why this is called crying over chaos. So as she's telling me what's happening, and I'm reminding her again that I don't understand how we are having this conversation, because I had advised her to leave this young man alone. I had advised her that I don't think that he has her best interest at heart, and that what's happening is not healthy, and she's better than that. But you can't be better than that if you don't act better than that. So I can say that you're better than that. I can say what you deserve. But if you don't act like you deserve better, you're not going to get better. No one's going to treat you better, period. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter, you know? So she thought that when she called me to tell me what happened, that I would kind of co-sign her behavior, her acting out. She thought that we would laugh. She thought that I would justify her actions, and that I would be understanding. But what she found out was that I was the complete opposite of everything. I was definitely supportive of her, but I let her know that how she acted, in spite of her being upset, was not right, and that she was 100% wrong for how she handled the situation. So she said, "But Nikki, he this, he that, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "So what? And you had no right to vandalize his property. You had no right to act the way that you acted. And on top of you not having a right to act the way that you acted, you now look crazy. You look crazy. Period." Now, if you're okay with looking crazy, that's fine. It's fine. But if you're not okay with looking crazy, then I have to tell you that what you did was wrong. How you acted was wrong. And it doesn't matter what he did, it doesn't matter what he said. If he didn't put his hands on you, which he had not put his hands on her. He bothered her. He upset her. But he didn't put his hands on her. So I told her, without him, no, unless he put his hands on you, unless someone puts their hands on you, unless you are in an imminent threat, imminent danger of your life, you don't have a right to assault them, and you don't have a right to assault their property. You don't have a right to attack, vandalize their property. And you're wrong. Because she really wanted to attack the man. So, if you haven't been able to guess, um, surely part of this anger is because there's another woman involved. And he let her know that there was another woman involved. And there were some things that he had done for this other woman monetarily that upset her. And of course, he's also been intimate with this other woman. Okay. So, and he taunted and flaunted with the other woman, her with the other woman. Okay? So she has a right to be upset. She has a right to be frustrated, like all of that. I totally get it. And still, even though he was wrong for what he did, you know, he pretty much provoked her, she had no right to vandalize his property. And she had no right to, if she had given an opportunity, to attack him. So, what she had used to vandalize the property was a crowbar that she had in the trunk of her car. And yes, a crowbar is what I'm saying. And we went round and round in circles in this conversation for almost 3 hours. Because for almost 3 hours in this conversation, in the last, for about 2 hours, for about 2.5 hours, we were going round and round in conversation, because no matter what I said, she wanted to be right for how she acted. She wanted to be justified for how she acted. And in all of this wanting to be justified, she was lying to herself about the relationship that she had with this man, and lying to herself about her true feelings, and lying to herself about his feelings in the relationship. So there were some things that she wanted to mask. She wanted to cover up. And somehow, that being strong, right? And I had to let her know that, you know, we don't have to pretend to be over something when we're not. It does not do us any good, especially as women, excuse me, to pretend that everything is fine and to pretend that we're over something when we're not. When we try to hide our feelings, when we try to mask what's going on with us, and when we try to pretend that things are one way when they're not, we actually end up exploding, because we're bottling up something inside of us that begins to well up And like I've heard some men say about pressure and pipes. They say pressure bust pipes. And when a woman, with anybody, but because this is about women, when a woman is hiding her emotions and just letting them build up on the inside, and just get all bottled up and just continues to build up, and you continue to bottle it up, build up, bottle up, build up, bottle up, eventually you will explode. That's that pressure busting pipes. So, oh boy. My girl said that she thought I was being negative in how I was addressing the situation. She thought that she accused me of being judgmental, and she accused me of not being on her side, not being, team player, being like a traitor. And she accused me of not really loving her, not really being a friend. Now, we've known each other for, I don't know, glare back there, but we've known each other for almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. And like I said, she's younger than I am. So she's one of my young ladies that I help guide. I'm not her mother, of course, and I don't try to be a mother figure. But I always look at an opportunity. The younger women around me, I consider myself not really their mentor, because I am their friend. I'm friendly with them. They're like my little sisters, but they are also, they're women in training. That's it. They're women in training, right? It's my responsibility as a woman. It's my responsibility as a mature woman to give them sound advice, not what they want to hear. So, where normally I am very encouraging of her and very uplifting, very motivating, very inspiring, and things like that, this was different because this was where I actually had to call her out on something. Now, I was singing your praises all day long. Your platitudes, I will give them to you all day long. But when you do something that's not praiseworthy, I have to speak up for that, just like I have to speak up for the things that are praiseworthy. Just like I gotta, give your praises, I have to also dish out harsh realities. I have to dish out, not the rat, what do I want to say? I have to dish out, I guess for lack of a better word, I have to dish out real talk. I have to dish out, what's the word I'm looking for here? Mind drawing a blank. What's the word I'm looking for? Lashing. For lack of a better word, I'm going to say a correction. I have to issue correction, right? And warnings, the truth doesn't always sound good. And so even though I was telling her the truth about her situation and make her face the truth about her situation, it didn't sound good. And there really was no nice way to say you're effing up, because effing up is effing up. No matter how I say it, I mean, I can say it in the calmest, coolest voice, and I can say it in a very soft tone. And but to say that that's BS, or you're effing up, or you effed up, or or anything like that, or you messed up, whatever. It doesn't matter how you say it. The message is the same. So even though I was, for the most part, calm and calling her out, because of the message itself, she found it hard to receive. So that's why she went round and round in circles with me. And she was also avoiding crying, because she had cried all day after the vandalism, and crying over the situation itself. She had gotten to a point where she was still upset, but where she was not crying anymore. However, it just meant that she had just told herself, basically she had just told herself that she was going to stop crying, and she was done crying over it, and that she was going to get over it, and she was going to move on, and she was going to be all right, and and now he knows next time he won't do that again, and things like that. But she really had not dealt with that heart issue yet still. She had not dealt with the truth of the relationship yet. She had not dealt with the truth of her feelings, and she had not dealt with the truth of his feelings, and how he was behaving, and how he really didn't care for her in spite of what he said, because his actions showed otherwise. Which is something that I was trying to get her to see. And I was not the only one trying to get her to see that. Her mother had told her the same thing. She had a cousin that told her the same thing. She had a friend that told her the same thing. But because of her feelings, because of how she feels for him, that she tried to deny to other people, and even tried to deny to him, and even tried to deny to herself, but how she really, 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 really felt. But she cared very much. She loved very much. And the love was not being reciprocated. The care was not being reciprocated. So though she had cried, she didn't cry over the real thing yet, because she had not really dealt with the truth yet. And all she wanted to do was, like I said, just wanted to keep it, push it down, cover it up, bottle it up, and go on. Right? So basically, I'm putting the mirror in her face, because one thing I told her, I said, we have to find out. You see, not only this thing that you did, this acting out, was not good, but he didn't make you act out, because that was already in you. So we need to find out, what is it about you that made you act like this? What is it about you? And so she said, well, it was him, because he did this, and because he said that, and because he did this, and Nikki, and I told you this, and Nikki, don't you understand? I don't. I mean, I understand that he did some things that was wrong. I understand he did some things that was hurtful, but that doesn't excuse what you did. It doesn't excuse the way that you acted. And the crazy, because it's crazy. No matter how you slice the pie, it's crazy. No matter what he did, your reaction was crazy. Somebody would call it cray-cray. Now, if you're okay with being cray-cray, being thought of as cray cray, that's fine. But I'm going to call it out. I have to identify it for what it is. So when I posed that question to her about, that we have to just look at, we have to also look at not what he did and not that this is how you acted, but why you acted this way. Why is this inside of you? What is it that's going on with you that will make you act this way? And also, what is it about you that you attract and you accept men to, how I said, ain't men, but you allow no good men to, you attract and you accept no good men in your life. What is it about you? Because see, you're the key factor. You're the key factor in all of this. So when you're the key factor in all of this and everything ends the same, now and when I say everything is the same, I'm not saying that she acts the same, like was acting out the way that she did, but what I'm saying is I know her enough to know that there are some things that she's been dealing with before, and she seemingly keeps going through these cycles. And so I'm like, we have to get to the why. Why are you attracting this? And why are you accepting this? Because it's something about you that we need to deal with. This is again where we go back in circles. We go around in circles, with the way he did this, he did that, and Nikki, I'm good, and I'm so nice, and they do this and they do that, and and I tried this and I tried that. Until finally, she broke out with yelling, a healthy yell. She broke out with yelling at me about all the mistreatment and all the disappointment and all the hope, all the broken hope, all of the lies, and how it really makes her feel that she tries to hide. And then she really, and then she really cried. She really cried. And I was happy that she was crying. I rejoiced that she was crying. Because the crying that she was doing then was not the same as the crying that she had done before. Because the crying that she had done before was just a pacifier. The crying that she was doing now was a healing. The crying that she was doing now was a breaking down. It was a breaking down and a breaking through. To tear down so that she could get built back up. And be better. Because now she's not crying on just the surface level. She's crying from deep within. And she's crying, and we're getting down to the root of the problem with her. So she can be better going forward. Because one thing I told her was that the thing about our emotions, and the thing about being upset, and the thing about being a woman, especially being more emotional than men, is that society would have us to believe and would have others to believe that women have no control over their emotions. And that simply is not true. It isn't. We can have control over our emotions. What I showed her was that At the time that she acted out was her allowing her emotions to control her, not her being in control of her emotions. And being in control of your emotions is not saying that you don't have a right to your emotions. It's not saying that you don't have a right to feel what you feel. It's saying that you will not allow how you feel to rule your life and prevent you from governing yourself in a manner where you are the authoritative figure over your feelings. So, she cried some more, and then she said, "Oh my God, I feel light. I'm beginning to feel light." Because as she was crying, and as she was screaming, I told her, I said, "Look," I said, "do that. Do all of that. And do it while I'm on the phone. It's okay. Because you don't have to save face with me. No, you don't have to save face with me. Cry. Cry over and over and over again. Sometimes we gotta cry over things for days, weeks, and sometimes months. And I'm not saying non-stop. What I'm saying is sometimes you may cry all day, take a break. You know, you gotta go do stuff. You gotta go to work, you gotta go to school, you got things to do, right? You don't have time to cry. But something will trigger that emotion. Something will trigger because it's not healed yet. Right? And you recognize that. And so it pulls on your emotion. And when that happens, you need to be in touch with that and allow that to be acknowledging. Even if you can't break down right then, acknowledge it. And then when you get alone, let it go. Make it a point to get alone and let it go. Cry it out. Yell it out. Pray it out. Call it out. And eventually, what will happen is as you're crying and as you're yelling and as you're frustrated and getting more frustrated and you're talking about what's happening, you begin to cleanse yourself of it. And when you begin to cleanse yourself of it, the more you can begin to actually get the lesson along with your, clearing your feelings. And then that's how you begin to regain control. And then the more you do it, you find that you'll be in more control. You find out that you actually have a choice in how you carry yourself and how you act, how you respond, because you're already aware. The thing is, ladies, the thing is being aware. Being aware and making a choice to be in control. Well, does it mean that you won't have outbursts here and there? Yeah, you will. But you recognize it when it's happening. So that it doesn't cause you to spiral out of control. The thing is to not spiral out of control. See? All of our emotions has a place. There's a purpose for all of our emotions. That's why God gave them to us. So there's nothing wrong with them. But Satan and the world misguiding can cause you to think that they're wrong and to mishandle them when we should be working to control and master them. And it begins with the choice, and it begins with us knowing that we actually have the ability to do so. So, when she accepted all of that and really got in a better place, now by this time we're going into 3 hours of being on the phone. But now she's able to laugh. Now she's able to totally see the whole big picture of what I was trying to get her to see about, yeah, he messed up. He did some things that provoked him. But look at everything that you did that didn't have anything to do with him. He was only a factor. Those things were only a factor in putting a mirror in front of you, giving you a reflection of yourself to improve yourself, right? So then we were able to laugh. Then she cried again, but when she cried again, she cried because she realized how much I love her. I loved her. Because when she accused me of being selfish, when she accused me of being judgmental, when she accused me of being too hard, when she accused me of being negative, and all those things that she said to me, when she accused me of telling her that she ain't shit, and I didn't say that. I said, he treat you like you ain't. But I didn't say that she wasn't, right? So, after all of that, she realized, because one thing I told her too, I said, when she told me that, I'm supposed to be her ride or die. She don't need somebody to make her feel worse and this and that and all that stuff. And I had to tell her, I said, I'd be less than a woman to let you think that some things were okay. Less than a woman. So then she said, well, friends don't do that, Nikki. Friends don't talk the way that you talk to me. Friends, even though if it's true, it don't matter. You're not supposed to say it, and especially when I'm already hurting. And then she tried to throw this on me. And, you don't know if I would have gone out here and I would have committed suicide. Now, she ain't suicidal. That was her being dramatic. And I'm not, hey, look, no shade on anybody on anyone that has experienced suicidal ideation, but that's not where she was. She was trying to be dramatic. That was it. But I had to again tell her, I'd be less than a woman. The kind of person that you're talking about, I said, friends do call you out. Friends hold you responsible. That's what they're supposed to do. A person that doesn't do that for you, that's not your friend. They don't love you. A person that lets you just carry on and do whatever you want to do and co-sign BS, that's not a friend. That's not a person that cares about you. Those are people that don't care about you. And then I yelled at her. I said, I don't want people around me that can't hold me accountable. I don't want people around. I said, that's why I don't hang with a bunch of people. I'm very particular about how I carry myself and how I'm seen. Because I'm particular about me. Therefore, I'm particular about who I have around me, and I'm particular about who I really call friend, because I want my friends to hold me accountable. I want my friends to help make me better. Don't co-sign BS. Yes, now ride or dies are good. Now, let's be clear. I do have my ride or dies, and ride or dies are good to have. But ride or die for good purpose and good reason, not for BS. Not for BS. And there is a big difference. So she got that. She got it. And then I told her, I said, along with everything that's going on now, I told her all the different things that's going on in my life, with the anniversary of my mom's transition, my brother being out the hospital, going back and forth with that, having a cousin just put off a life support, all these different things. And then there's one more that I didn't share, but just those things alone, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't know. Oh my God, I didn't know. Nikki, and you still talk to me, and you could have hung up, and blah, blah, blah. See, but that is love, because you needed me. Because she needed me. Now, she didn't know exactly how she needed me because she didn't know where our conversation was going to lead to, right? But I knew that she needed me because I trust the woman in me and I trust the spirit in me. Like I told her, you know, I'm not just. I said at one point in the conversation, I said I am 48 years. I said I'm almost 50 years old. And I'm not just almost 50 years old. I am 50 years. I'm almost 50 years old, mature, and I'm wise. So I'd be less than a woman to tell you to tell you anything any different and to guide you in any other direction. I'd be less than a woman. And she finally got it, y'all. So when she started crying again because she realized just how much I really do love her, and that it is the love that I have for her. Chastise, that's what it is. Correction and chastise. That even though, and you don't have to be a parent, by the way, to chastise someone, because chastising can be, you know, it's that love, like I said, it's that correction, you know, it's calling people out, it's holding people accountable, right? And it's holding people accountable in a way that doesn't really feel good, you know, but it's what's needed. So she started crying again because she really realized that I love her enough to tell her the truth. I love her enough to help guide her to be a better woman because she can be. And it's by choice that we become better women. It's by choice. It's not by happenstance. It's not accidental. It's not a coincidence. No, it's none of those things. It's intentional. To be a better woman, to be a better man, to be a better person, it's not something that happens on accident. It's something that's done on purpose. It's a decision that we make every day, right? And so she, you know, she started crying again, and understanding how much that I really love her enough to do that, and to be there for her like that. And it came back full circle for her to say, I need to work on being more inspired. This is what she was saying to herself, about herself. She said, I need to be more inspiring. And I can't be more inspiring. And I can't help change the world without changing myself. And I said, bingo! You got it! You got it! That's it! And this is what our people need, you know. So she really understood that what I meant by me being an older woman and being a mature woman and being a woman that has wisdom, that comes with responsibility that I can't take lightly, and it would be a disservice to her and anyone around me to share or do or give anything any different, and then it'd be a waste, because it's a waste of relationship, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of my life, because it's like, have I lived this long to not be able to have an impact, a positive impact, to not be able to give words of wisdom, to not be able to help grow the young people around me, have I lived this long to not be able to build the generations beneath me, build them up, those below me? that would be a waste of my time that God has allowed me to have. So, in the crying again, then I said to her, I said, I said, we'll take crying over crowbars, okay? Because remember, it was a crowbar that she used to vandalize this man's house, this man's yard, trash can, everything. I mean, it was a crowbar that she used to do the vandal. It was a crowbar that she wanted to. If she given an opportunity, she probably would have hit him with a crowbar. So I told her, I said, crying over crowbars. Crying is healthy. It's not bad. It's good. Crying is cleansing. Crying don't even make you weak. It helps build you up. Tears are good, especially for women. And crying helps get us in a better place for those around us. So the lesson for this stream is crying over crowbars. Crying over crowbars. Woman to woman.